welcome to another reading lesson with Miss Meadows. I am so excited to be reading with you today. You will not need your my book, just your listening ears. We are going to read an awesome story about a type of plant today, so be making some predictions about what you think that plant is going to be. But I'm going to get started with our vocabulary. Our first word is wave. Can you say wave? Very good. Wave is a verb or an action word. When you wave, you move your hand from side to side in the air. So I wave goodbye to my mom before I get on the school bus. Or I'm waving to you right now. Go ahead and give me a wave back. Very nice wave. The next word is shade. Say shade. Very good. Shade is a noun or a person, place, or thing. Shade is the dark place you see where the sunlight is blocked. So these friends are sitting in the shade where the sun is blocked to stay cool so the sun isn't on them. Shade. The next word is bear. Say bear. Now you might be thinking that this is bear like the animal, but it's a different kind of bear. This is a verb, an action word, and if plants or trees bear fruit, they make fruit by growing it. So it's not like the animal, a bear. It's if a plant bears fruit, it gives you fruit. The next word is sweet. Say sweet. Very good. Sweet is an adjective or a describing word. If something is sweet, it is very nice and you enjoy it. So, for example, grandmother will enjoy the sweet gift that I made her. So it's something nice you could do. The next word is whispers. Say whispers. Very good. Whispers is a noun or a person, place, or thing word. Whispers are very soft, quiet sounds that someone or something makes. So we whisper really quietly when we might not want other people to hear us. And our last word is cradle. Say cradle. Very good. Cradle is a verb or an action word. If you cradle something, you hold it gently and carefully in your arms. So Dad will cradle the baby in his arms. He will hold the baby very gently in his arms. All right, kiss your brain. We're going to move. Whoa! Sorry, went away there. Whoa! Okay, I should stay now. Whew, made me nervous. I'm going to move right along to our anchor chart today, which is elements of poetry. Say elements of poetry. Very good. So the different parts of a poem or poetry are that poems have rhyming words. So the rhyming words are words that end with the same sound or sounds, like cat, sat, and mat all end in at. Same for repetition. That means that the same words or lines are said over and over and over and over. So in a poem, there might be repetition where lines are said over and over and over and over again to you. And lastly, we're looking for describing words. So words that tell how things look, sound, feel, smell, and taste are all describing words that we would look for in poems. They help us picture what the poet or the author of a poem sees in his or her mind. So we're going to be reading a poem today, and as we read that poem, we're going to be looking for rhyming words, repetition, or things said over and over again, as well as describing words that describe how things look, sound, feel, smell, or taste. Our story today is called If I Were a Tree by Dar Hosta, and it is going to be told in a poem. So be listening for those rhyming words, repetition, and also for describing words. If I were a tree. Those are other books by Dar Hosta. So I Love the Night, I Love the Alphabet, Mavis and Her Marvelous Mooncakes, Doggy Doo, and Animalization are other books you could check out by that author. Make sure I'm not missing any words. Nope. Oh, how would it be if you were a tree? So you've got this long, beautiful picture of a tree. It says, oh, how would it be if you were a tree? How would it be if you were a tree? these beautiful pictures. If I were a tree, my favorite colors would be green and yellow and orange and red. There's some describing words, what their favorite color would be if they were a tree. Oh, look at those owls. If I were a tree, I would have conversations with the sky and the sun and the stars and the moon. There we have a cat and a dog and some fish. And there's the sun and there's that tree, and it's having conversations with all those different things. Oh, look at that color tree. If I were a tree, I would wave to you whenever the wind blows. How would it be if you were a tree? Ooh, look at this beautiful pink one. I think this is my favorite so far, with these beautiful tulips. If I were a tree, I would bring you a burst of blossoms in the springtime. Oh, how nice. A burst of blossoms. That means a bunch of these beautiful flowers. Oh, and look at this with the house. It looks like it's, oh, beautiful. If I were a tree, I would give you cool shade in the summer. This is so kind. They're being so nice. Cool shade, burst of blossoms, also conversations with the sun. I love that. And we're hearing that repetition too of, if I were a tree, if I were a tree, what else would I do? If I were a tree, I would do this. If I were a tree, I would do this. Is that repetition that we're hearing? If I were a tree, there it is again. I would show you colorful leaves in the fall. There are those colorful leaves in the fall. Oh, and look, it's snowy now. If I were a tree, I would be quiet and still and patient through winter's chill. And still and patient through winter's chill. Still and chill, there's rhyming words. And I would let the snowflakes rest on my branches. So, how would it be if you were a tree? If I were a tree, I would be a pear tree and bear a season's golden treasure. So maybe it would grow fruit. I would be a lemon tree, and life would be forever sweet. I would be an apple tree so that you could make a pie. If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? I would be a cherry tree just to make you cheery. I would be a city tree and remind you of the whispers of leaves. I would be a happy tree and a friend to all the creatures of the earth. I would hope you guys would be a happy tree too. And if I were a tree, my branches would always be full of song, and I would cradle a nest for you to come home to. For those birds, see? So that they can sit on their nests in a tree. Oh yes, if I could not be me, it would be nice to be a tree. And this page gives us some information. It says small branches are called twigs. The branches support the leaves. All of the leaves together make up the crown. Leaves are green because they contain a green pigment called chlorophyll. It says trees have been on Earth for over 370 million years, and they live longer than any other organism on the planet. There are more than 80,000 different species of trees. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and replace it with oxygen. All right, so that's our story today. What I would like you to do is you can do your gem choice board, but Also, we have the opportunity to answer that question of if you were a tree. So be thinking about that. If you wanted to record a video presentation of yourself talking about what kind of a tree you would be, give that a try. Think, if I were a tree, what would I be? Would I be a cherry tree or a lemon tree or an apple tree? A banana tree? What kind of tree would you be? Would you be a happy tree or a shady tree? Would you be strong? Would you be bare? Would you be colorful? Think about those. And you need to have a reason. So if you were a happy tree, why would you want to be a happy tree? Or why would you want to be a cherry tree? Think about those things. You can either write them down in your composition notebook, or you could make a video presentation, or any of the other gem choices are available to you. But I hope you have fun. Be creative. Anything is on the table that you can think of for what kind of tree you would want to be. Have fun. I can't wait to see what you make, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.